You ready? This is where most people convince themselves their idea is good when it actually isn't. Stable demand means consistent buying behavior over time. We're not looking for a viral product, not a seasonal product. We're looking for something that people are buying consistently all year round. Now, it can have a seasonal uptick, but we don't want to sell Christmas lights or Halloween inflatables. That's not going to be a sustainable business model for you. Now, to find out about the demand for a product, this is where we're going to have to use actual data, and using actual data is going to cost you real money. This is going to be the first real cost you're going to incur on your private label journey, so you need to just have that as your expectation. There are a lot of different tools that can do this, tools like Helium 10 or Jungle Scout. Personally, I use Helium 10. That's what we're going to use in all of my videos. I'll throw a link down in the description if you want to check that out. I know a lot of people can have hesitations about paying for a tool this early in a business starting process, but if you're not willing to buy a tool to get the right data to choose a product, you're actually not ready to put down money on inventory. So keep that in mind as you get started. Things that would make me walk away from a product when I start looking at the demand, anything with a spike that you can't explain, looking at the data, that is an instant walk away. The other thing I would be checking for is if the keywords, and specifically the longer tail keywords, so the more specific keyword, have a volume that is going to be too small. That's going to mean that your product is just not going to sell very fast, and you're going to have to rely very heavily on ads. You could find that the keywords have volume, but that there are no product sellers selling a product that answers those keywords. That could be good or bad. That could be nobody's created it yet, and that's an opportunity for you. Or it could be that it's a regulatory compliance nightmare and that you can't do it. It could go either way. So what we're actually looking for here is multiple sellers doing decent volume and good stability around the keywords that we're looking for. We're looking for something that's not obviously seasonal. Another way we can check this is through reasonable, consistent review velocity on the products that are being sold. Amazon also will show you like numbers sold in the past 30 days. And we're looking for anything that doesn't have one single seller completely dominating the market. We're looking for a product or opportunity that has multiple sellers competing at a good level. So things where this can go wrong, they cherry pick the metrics and just pick the ones that make their idea seem the best. This happens a lot when you get emotionally invested to an idea and you're not being a impartial, critical thinker around it. We shouldn't do this. We also should never assume that we're going to instantly outperform anybody in the market. We're going to be in a world of hurt if we just assume we're going to come in and be the number one seller, and that we need to be in order to move product efficiently. Most bad products that fail this step don't fail in a big way. They just fail slowly and die a very slow, painful, long, drawn out death while you have to move the final units of inventory. In the Build With Me series, I'm going to walk you through how I do this in real time so you can go through with me step by step. Only if the product demand checks out does the minimum viable product margin math actually matter, and that's what's the next video on this series. So stick with me and we'll go through that.